Hello, hello, hello everybody. Welcome. How are we all on this fine evening, morning or afternoon, depending on where you live. This is going to be week 1 of the Competitive Hub World Cup, the second round of the World Cup. Second going, I should say. So tonight we've got Australia versus Poland, and commentating this match is myself, Drask. Joining me shortly will be Sersatin and Sparda. So we've got a pretty hype commentary team in my opinion, and I think it's going to be quite an interesting match to watch. So we've got rough lineups here that we believe are correct. So for the Australian team, we know HaCoomaMutata, Jooba and Savage Center are playing, with the belief that Xerdzio is playing as well. For the Polish side, we have Janne, Xerdzio, 5 and Matti. So many players probably are aware of at least some of these names. From the Polish side, I would say Janne is probably the most well known currently, though they do have some names that are quite prominent in general. Xerdzio is a part of the same clan as Janne, they do play together a lot and both are very good players. 5 has been away from the game for quite a long time, but as the original founder of the Regicide clan, they are a fierce competitor and one that many people, especially the players that have been around for longer, definitely know. Matti is also another Polish player, maybe not as well known, but definitely a strong competitor here. And on the Australian side, a lot of the names are much more recent. So the main one that people will know, especially going back to 2019, is HaCoomaMutata. But we do have some other up-and-coming names, some from back then, such as Jooba, alongside other players such as Savage and Xerdzio. So we have the draft is about to start, hopefully shortly. We are just waiting on Australia to ready up. So as soon as that is ready, we will be bringing that to you live, so you get a live snapshot of the draft. I will swap to this screen now. Alright, as you guys can see, the Poland team are ready, and we'll just be waiting for confirmation from the Australian team to start their draft, and we can see what the players are going to be picking. So, from these teams, I can't say for certain what everyone's going to pick, but we'll see what's going on here. We have Australia have readied up, so we'll see what they end up banning. When it comes to bans, neither team here is incredibly strong at SE Pulsewood, especially compared to other teams that are playing, so I don't believe we're going to be seeing major Pulsewood tracks being banned for that reason. But Australia start off by banning Sewer Speedway. So I personally found that an interesting pick, as from when I have played with them, that has been a track that a lot of them seem to enjoy. Slide Coliseum was banned by Poland. Could be potentially to avoid SE Pulsewood if anyone in the other team does know it, but it could just be that Slide is a boring track, so I can understand. Thunderstruck was the second ban for Australia, so probably a track they're not feeling as confident on, or it could be one that they recognise Poland is strong on. It is a track that's it functions just like Out of Time. The second ban for each team seems to be ones where they've gone, this track just, they don't function very well. Thunderstruck in particular, in my opinion, so completely justifiable bans there. Having said that, they are tracks that, if you do well, you can do quite well on those tracks, but getting around the jankness, as we will call it, can be quite rough. Oxide Station ban is not at all surprising to me with Xerdzio playing, because I know that he, for one, is not too keen on the track, especially with the lap glitch that can occur. So Clockwork Wampa being the final ban for Poland. So now that we have our bans out the way, we're going to be rolling into the pick phase. So as you can see by the colour coordination, we have Australia doing 1 pick, followed by 2 for Poland, etc. and so on. it'd be interesting to see what tracks either team picks, actually. I can't think of too many. I'm expecting probably a Caves pick. Or Inferno. So another... Usually I'm expecting to see a team like Australia start off on something a bit more... of those more simple, slower tracks such as, you know, Mystery Caves, Inferno, and warming up to any faster tracks they want to pick. So same thing here with Engine Labs. It's a general strategy I see a lot with people doing drafts. So Engine Labs, Hot Air Skyway. So nice to see a bit of a faster track and, in my opinion, a more fun track to race coming up quite early on in the draft.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Sparda. Hello, how are you?
I am here.
How are you guys
I'm good.
going? We are
good.
partway through the draft. We've got 3 tracks picked. All 6 bands, of course, have been done. So
Poland banning Slide for first, which I'm not surprised by because they don't pose with.
we see Carnival picked by Australia here. That also is not. I don't think that's too surprising. I know Sav in particular loves time trialing it, which is a little different to Wars, but it can give you an inclination towards a track.
Yeah, pretty much. The bans for Poland are pretty expected, I suppose. Clockwork Wumpa I was expecting out of time. I know they don't like it, so I'm actually looking forward to this matchup though, guys. I think it's going to be very close. Yeah,
I agree. We see Mystery Caves and Assembly Lane and Jungle Boogie, Poland flying through their picks there. So we've got this is a pretty anti-blue fire track list. We do have 3 blue fires, but 2 of them are quite slow. So
yeah, so it's very RNG. Going into this. So.
Allergic to going fast tonight, it seems.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like me on a daily basis in everything in life. But yeah,
same. and we see Sparda's favourite track picked by Australia to round out Australia's 5 picks. We got Tiny Arena, Meteor, Gorge as the final picks for Australia, and then Twilight Tour rounding it out for Poland here.
Meteor, Gorge, everyone loves it. It's too good of a track not to pick, I guess.
So
I'm kind of surprised about the Twilight Tour pick. Looking at Poland's picks, there's only the first 2 are Blue Fire, then there's followed by Assembly Lane, Jungle Boogie, and finishing up with Twilight Tour. It's not usually one of the crowd favorites, just because one power item in like lap 1 will probably be ending the entire race for the receiving end.
Yeah, very true. I feel like it can be one of those more... I feel like it's one of those tracks that people either love or hate at this stage of the game.
Yeah. A very acquired taste.
Yes, not a taste I've acquired. I can assure you that.
Same.
Alright, I will just add this draft. So yeah, we've got, as you mentioned, Sparda, we've got a match that's probably going to be quite close. Do you have any picks for which team you think might swing in favour of?
I would probably pick Poland just because of the how good Xerdzio and 5 are.
Yeah.
I'd probably. But I still think it can go either which way. I think item RNG, looking at the track list, is going to make a massive impact on it too. But if I was to pick one, I'd say Poland, but by a very slender margin.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
I know, Drask, you weren't happy to hear that because I know you like Australia to win, but
well,
it's...
I personally actually think I can agree with that. I do think that Poland have the faster players. By far, in my opinion. I think something that might come into play here, though, is lag, which I know is everyone's favourite topic in CTR, but everyone can probably expect that in a matchup like this, one team's going to have lag for 5 races, then the other team's going to have lag for 5 races while we swap hosts. And the reason I think that can play into it is because when you live in Australia, you play on lag more often than others, so I'm wondering whether it means Australia is going to be able to make use of the lag a bit better, like knowing which items work better in lag and which don't, whereas players such as Poland who might not play on those connections as often might not have the lag knowledge, as I'll call it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It will be a laggy.
Yeah, the most problematic parts when it comes to lag is, of course, the first frame spam in every track.
Yeah.
It's very much hard to like know where the players are when everyone's warping around. There might be accidental team kills, and also if you're trying to get rid of someone's boob list, they just might like warp away from your bomb, as we saw in Saudi Arabia versus Chile. It's very hard to predict, but sometimes it can work in your favor if like someone warps on your face with a boobless, or you warp in someone else's screen with a boobless. Those have been happening, and it's kind of annoying to happen, but we've come to terms with this as CTR players.
I actually think.
Also...
You go on, Sparda?
You go on.
No. I was going to say the interesting part with the teleporting, as Sersa mentioned, is that on a track like Hot Air Skyway, where there are crossovers really close to each other, so where I'm thinking is right after Blue Fire, 2 parts of the track are next to each other, you can actually have it where someone will teleport through the barricade, take off your shield, and then teleport back. So you can have some issues going on there.
That actually happened to me when I was playing with Australians. I got cross-hit in the fence part. It was kind of... it was a orange moment.
Yeah, and...
Good tech.
It can make you bold a little bit, but unfortunately there's not much anyone can do about it.
It's also good. It's also good for the teams on the balding mauling level to see how good they can handle it when it happens. Like, will they just crumble? Will they break their discs like we saw yesterday? Or will they just be like, shit happens, you know, that kind of way. It's interesting to see how, I know some players are more inclined to maul. Janne, I know if you're in the chat there, Janne, talking about you. But it is tricky, and you know, we've all been there, we've all mauled, we've all balded, we've all had the experience, but yeah. You just kind of need to just say, okay, it is what it is, it's CTR, this is what the game is like, we just need to, okay, it happened. It could have happened the other way around, but we just gotta move on, you know?
Yeah, I do wonder whether the balding factor is going to affect these races overall, because I know something you mentioned actually when I was in your stream earlier is how with team communications, one person hard molding in your call can just make it a lot harder for the rest of the team, both to communicate and keep their spirits up. So if someone on either team is going to be a hard molder and just get screwed over by this match, then it can potentially throw the rest of the team out.
Yeah, if one person, from what I've experienced as well, and I've been on both ends, I've been the person doing it, and I've been on the other side of someone doing it on my team. It's just, when someone's doing it, I just kind of lose all motivation, and I don't really speak, I don't make call-outs, I don't really want to make call-outs, because this guy is just constantly giving out, it's like, there's no point. And then obviously if you do it as well, your team, you can hear your team goes quiet as well. And that's not fair on the team. It's unfortunate that it happens, and I understand it can be very difficult not to maul in some cases, because you can get heavily, and some teams can heavily target you if they know you maul a lot. Because I've been in matches where I was getting killed by an entire team and people were following me and sitting on me. But my team won, because if 2 players want to go off and just focus on me, that's fine.
Yeah.
It gives the other team a chance to run off. But you just kind of need to expect it. Especially if you're streaming, I know people tend to like to say, let's kill the guy who's streaming.
Kill funny making streamer rage, haha.
Pretty much. People like to see rage content. And look, they offer it, so. But no, it can kill a team spirit. I'm sure you guys have both experienced it as well.
Oh yeah, I think if anyone says they play competitive CTR and they either haven't molded or haven't experienced mold, they're just lying. I don't think it's possible.
I have never gotten mad at a video game in my entire life. Otherwise.
Getting mad? No way.
Imagine getting mad at a kid's game.
Yeah, we wouldn't get mad at children's kart racing, right? No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
No, that wouldn't happen. We're grown men. We don't get mad.
We're adults.
Yeah,
we don't maul over this.
This is adult kart racing, didn't you know?
Yeah, like we have bills to pay, we have shit going on in real life, but losing in a kids racing game, that wouldn't affect us.
No.
Oh, if only it was that simple.
I know. Why do we care so much about children's car racing and air points?
But the thing I find is if you're watching someone else going through what you've experienced, where you're getting, especially in free for all, you're getting comboed by 6 players in a row and you can't move. It's actually funny to watch, but it's not funny to experience.
You know,
like I laughed at people, like, and then I feel for them at the same time.
And that is why I commentate.
Yes, understandable, because you can laugh and be like, ha, and then the other guy is there probably smashing his keyboard and smashing his disc, as we've seen. But yeah, I can sympathize both ways.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I've always been of the mind of when I'm commentating, I get so excited when tracks like Papoose, Tiny Temple, Blizzard Bluff, any of those cancerous tracks get picked, and people are always like, why? And I'm just like, I don't have to play them. I get to watch the horrible action of these tracks, and I get to sit comfy in my chair in a blanket and laugh at everyone. Like, what's not to love?
Ah, yeah, like Meteor Gorge is here. It's such a tragically horrible track in my opinion. I think it should be removed from the game because it's just garbage in every which way. I don't understand why people like it, but everyone has their own opinion. We can watch the chaos now unfold and be like, haha, you're getting killed. I'm not, so it's all good.
I have a feeling Sers is going to have to intervene at some point because we're just going to go off on a tangent and speak for 45 minutes on how Meteor Gorge should be deleted.
Yes.
That's going to be the whole stream.
I hear Teo was rapping yesterday, was he?
Oh?
I saw someone in the chat.
Yeah,
doing a rap.
So I actually didn't catch it. I wasn't at home, but I did hear. He was on that auctioneer type beat with his commentating, which is always good to see. New commentators coming up and coming.
Yeah, so Sers is just going to bust out a rhyme now in the middle of this, and we're just going to listen and kind of move our heads to side, you know?
Yeah, we can.
No.
We can be the backing vocals.
Yes, because as you know from experience, I have fantastic vocals.
Oh, of course. We can just be in the back going, Meteor Gorge sucks. Meteor Gorge sucks.
Pretty much.
Come on, that's Pancho cut, dude. It's amazing. You just don't understand
Oh.
the skill that goes into that track.
Not even Pancho Cut can save Meteor Gorge.
No. I love Pancho, but it just doesn't work for me.
Well,
Okay, so let's
speaking-
the lobbies, are we?
yeah, so we've got 4 people in the lobby now. Currently, it's, as we've thought, Janne and Five are in the front. We have Savage Center and Xerdzio. I do apologise to any Italian viewers. I am probably butchering his name, Xerdzio. But they're the 4 up front, it seems, and then we'll see who joins in the back. I was actually going to ask you to, with me, with this track list that we have, where are you expecting to see the most action? What tracks are you most looking forward to seeing in this match?
Let's say you can go first.
No, I'm trying to fix it. On the background.
There's going to be background noise like it. Okay, I'll start. Inferno Island is always an interesting one. We might see some polls with from like Akuma. It's an interesting potential. Koala Carnival can always be madness. Mystery Caves, meh. Jungle Boogie, Meteor Gorge are probably 2 I expect to see the most chaos in, if I had to pick.
Yeah, usually I would say that, not the front of the pack, because everyone knows the front of the pack on Tiny Arena, just time trials. Usually I would say there'd be some interesting action on Tiny Arena, but I do feel like with the lag it might end up being an 8-person item list, given how big the track is, but hopefully I'm proven wrong. Alright, the lobby's almost set up, so I will swap. We have 4 POVs, the golden standard.
Nice.
So hopefully we have 4 for the whole thing. That's my hope.
Nice. Akuma is not streaming, huh?
I'm not sure. I didn't see a POV. I grabbed the first 4. He said he might only stream half. So I think he might be streaming the second half.
Very interesting.
So we have 3 that the 2 Polish POVs and Joob should all be streaming for the whole thing. I'm not sure if Sav's going to be streaming the whole thing, but if he's not, then we'll take Mutata's POV. So rest assured, chat, we should have 4 POVs the whole time. And
Yes.
I will do a horrible job syncing them up.
Yeah, we have no Koala from 5. It's just a bunch of Rillas versus Dingoes.
Yeah, return to Monkey versus Dingoes. Any bets in chat? Monkey or Dingo?
So what do you guys think this is going to go? You've already asked me when I came in there. What do you think, Sersa? What's your verdict on this match?
I honestly don't really know. I haven't seen that many Australian players play, but when I have played with them, they've been doing a really good job most of the time. And of course, with Polish players, I've been faced against them many times. I know what they can do, and they're devilishly certain when they put their mind into it.
Yeah, I think it will be a really close one. I do feel like Poland could pull this out by a small margin, but again, could be wrong here. I think that Australia do like their lines more than anything, especially Sav and Xerdzio. Mutata is very fierce with items though, but I do feel like Poland have the items on their side with like strength of their item plays. So I think we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think Akuma is kind of the most well balanced in terms of driving and items from recent times anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
And we are
Alright, starting off here. So it looks like most people are going tight here. We've had a few people go a little wider. We see Joob getting completely ended to start off here.
Yeah, there's always one, unfortunately.
Alright, streams are slowly getting synced up.
Alright. Janne has a shield.
Yeah, Janne got a green shield, decides to use it to combo Sav there, allows him to get a safe pass. Also allows Poland to take an early top 3 here, as we see Sav goes tight around the final corner, takes a Nitro, which just further extends the top 3 lead.
Which is good to see, you see, and 5 has a blue shield in storage, so he is looking probably comfortable to keep, and Janne has a blue shield too. Damn, that's looking like a top 2 for sure, nearly guaranteed now.
Yeah, very early blue shield we're seeing here. Xerd's also in second, which is a pretty decent chance at getting a shield here, so there we go, as I said it.
Just pulled one. Yeah. I mean, Poland are looking top 3, pretty much.
Yeah, Australia is like going to need either Pulsewood if any of them are willing, or double power item. We do see Sav with a single orb here, but given the shields, they're going to need a second one here. And we do also see that it doesn't look like Australia's teammates have dodges either, so this orb could be more helpful, more harmful than helpful, I should say, in this early stage.
Because I think they have 1, 2, 3, 6 at the moment. I just saw Juba got mass a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah.
Juba has a super engine, but he's not opting to Pulsewood.
Yeah, I'm unclear exactly who knows the Pulsewood here of the Australian team. I did not think anyone did, but I did hear 2 people know it, and we see the orb does get thrown, does take out Jube, but he does get a quick recovery because of his engine.
Only Xerd was hit by it there, but that means 5 keeps first and Janne keeps second, and Xerdzio are still sitting in third.
Yeah, we'll see whether it allows, and it does, it allows third place to be taken out here, so Xerd does get knocked down, but he manages to take out the Hazmat Dingo with him, so he holds his third place. Top 2 have broken away yet again, but we'll see whether the Australians can pull Xerd back down with them.
Jube's got himself a mask, so can he do anything with this? We do see a bit of teleportation.
Does take out his teammate's shield potentially there, but it doesn't seem like it'll matter at this stage. And throws an orb, but which did seem to actually the orb actually hit Xerd, took Xerd out, and pushes Xerd down into 7th here. I believe that was, or into 6th.
That was a good recovery.
Yeah, so in the end it was 1st, 2nd, 6th, and 8th for Team Poland.
5-point win now.
Yeah, and 3, 4, 6, 8 I believe I saw for Australia. So only a small loss to start off, but that orb at the end just completely annihilated Xerd specifically.
Definitely was good for Australia because they were looking like they were getting top 3 very comfortably there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did do a very good job to at least break the top 3, and yeah, it was still a top 2, but still a very, very solid effort to break that potential plus 11.
Yeah, minimize the damage for sure.
Exactly, and it's only one race in, so coming back from, you know, a -5, that's absolutely nothing.
No, that's pretty simple. So they'll be happy with that anyway. Poland will be a bit like, that's unfortunate the second orb came, but they still have to win.
Yeah, exactly. So they're probably happy they've got a bit of an early lead, even if it's not as much as it could have been. But
yeah.
Looking at the start of Inferno Island, I was actually surprised to see that none of our POVs apparently did any really big slowdown techs at the start, and I didn't see anyone go super wide for that either. So the early track was actually quite peaceful. The desync came into account after the pad very harshly when people started rolling booblises and bombs. There's not that much that Australia could have done at that point, but the 2 orb rolls really helped them out to save some of that point loss. Also, we saw some really interesting tech that desync does to the game. Basically, I think it was Five's POV or one of the Australian players. No, it was Savage's. I'm sorry, getting mixed up. Savage got stuck on the shortcut because someone squished him from like super far away, and then some teleported in front of him, causing collision, and he couldn't get in the shortcut. We hate to see that, but it's the reality of the situation, unfortunately.
yeah, and it's one of those things that just happens when you've got such a large desync between countries. But as you said, it's not much we can really do about it. So it's just about learning to manage it, right?
Yeah, it's about adapting, I suppose, to the game's obvious flaws in this case, and the desync is from it's Poland to Australia. It's a big distance on the globe, so you're going to suffer with some lag. But obviously, CTR tends to have extra special lags.
Yeah, so we'll see if the lag has a massive impact here on Engine Labs. We see Janne going wide, gets
slowing down.
Early mask, misses Jube, but takes out Sav.
Ooh,
does loses fire, making sure he doesn't kill 5 there. 5 does have a breakaway though.
That was worthwhile, him losing the fast 5 to keep 5 alive, because that would have been ended 5 basically from the race.
I mean, interesting to note that 5 has a break on his screen, but on Jube's screen he is right on top of 5, primed to take him out here. So we'll see who's going to come out on top there, especially with this desync. But rolls a TNT, so not much he can do to take 5 out here. We see in the back, Sav just has some missiles, but on laggy connections, missiles are probably your least favorite item, because as you can see, they try and track, but then as someone teleports, the missile just loses track of its target. So
and Juba loses fire and hits the TNT.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Yeah, big lead.
So
5 now.
So 5's essentially gone. If he rolls a shield, he'll be sitting pretty comfortably. We do have second place also taken up by Poland. I believe that's Matty, but I could be wrong there. So looking like the top...
Matty, yeah.
So they do have top 2 again, with Matty getting a bit of a break, but not too huge. We'll see whether Jube and the other Australians can catch up here. As I've said, I feel like lines are where Australia is going to have their strength here.
Yeah, but it's good to see 5, who's been gone from the game for so long as well, just escaping and driving well.
So we see that earlier on the bridge, Sav did get hit and lost fire, so now the bottom 4, they're actually quite far spread out. So we see that, as I said, it's kind of the bottom players have kind of spread out a bit from the top, making it a bit harder to get that catch up here.
Yeah, I see Janne now taking out 5th.
Yeah, so Sav gets taken out here, dropped right down to last here, so it looks like there's HaCoomaMutata and Sav in the bottom, so Jube is the only Australian in the top 4 here, not looking too good for them at the moment.
Yeah, Poland could be looking for a top 4 here now if they play this well, and if they end up getting Jube, and Janne can combo with a bomb potentially if he keeps it.
Yeah, so Jube has a shield, but so does Xerd in front of him, so 3rd is looking pretty safe. We don't know whether Matty has a shield, though 5 does not. 5 being so far ahead, though, that probably won't matter.
Yeah. I think 5 is looking comfortable now. I think top 3 in this unless, like you said, we see more power items again, this is looking like a comfortable top 3. And Janne will take 5th, happily.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Australia is that they do have bottom 3 at the moment, which is prime positions to roll the power items, so we're not going to be seeing power items from Poland, of course, but it could mean that they can get power items, but with 1 lap left, it's fairly unlikely.
Yeah, and it's not lucky for them at the moment, because the guy that's in the top 3 position has got a shield, so they're happy with that, but obviously the power item luck just isn't with them at the moment.
Yeah, and we see that Joob has been making ground on Xerd here. Looks like Joob does have Infinite, which is really working in his favour. He has a canister under his shield, which in this scenario could be helpful, but it's looking too little too late.
And now they pull an orb.
Yeah, so the orb takes out Janne here, but Janne being so far away here, it doesn't look like it's going to change anything. Oh, and 5 does get taken out, and Joob soars up into first because of that orb.
Nice. It was looking so comfortable for 5, and then that orb just ended him. He hit the nitro before the drop down, which kind of was the reason I think it happened.
Yeah, like he got caught up too because of that ending, but it really wasn't expected given how much of a lead he had there.
Yeah, but look, it happened, I suppose. That gives a bit of confidence again to sure, it's still a win for Poland, but it's less of a win than a top 3 in 1, 2, 3, 5. They've nullified the damage a bit more again.
Yeah. So yeah, I believe that was a +7 for Poland, meaning it's a +12 difference for them at the moment, 2 races in.
Yeah, it's still not a whole lot.
So yeah, given it's 2 races, it's still definitely not massive wins to start off, so we'll see if this is how it keeps up.
Yeah, true. It was never, I always felt it was never going to be like easy top 4s for either team. Australia are making good use of their power items.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Sure, if it was Australia's or Poland's nitro that was before the drop down, I would expect that it was Poland's, because you don't really expect to roll nitros in like 4th and 7 downwards. So that might have been an accidental team kill.
Yeah.
There's always the some parts in especially engine where you should expect that items are being put down. That's why you should always keep in mind, if you have first in tracks like engine, blue fire tracks, you don't want to even risk taking the tight lines with that much of a lead. And I think that was like one of the straws that broke 5's back at that point. That plus the orb really destroyed their top 3 quite badly.
Yeah, especially with the lead he had, it's not like he was at risk of being caught up to by anyone but his teammates. So taking entropy lines essentially for that final lap, even after getting hit by an orb, he would have been perfectly fine. But
he still would have kept us first. Because the time he lost hitting the nitro, falling down, getting respawned was a good 6-7 seconds. And then he ended up going for the slow blue fire as well, so he was naturally losing time up until the end when the orb hit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we've all done it. It's one of those things that we all see it and we are like, oh, you no need to go as tight as you do. We're all guilty of doing it at the best of times, and you say to yourself, why did I go so tight?
Yeah, exactly.
In Hot Air Skyway, I want to see at least someone put a blind spot peeker in the bumpy part. It's something that just needs to happen.
Screens are pretty synced, which is nice.
Yeah, it should be pretty close now. So we do see Joob trying to go wide for Wampa there, but gets sniped out by a Polish player there. Janne getting taken out by a bomb.
Janne's getting destroyed at the start of this. 5 getting the lead again at the start. He seems to be just escaping early on every race so far.
Yeah, I feel like it really shows the difference between taking those just a bit tighter lines on some of these tracks like Hot Air. So you're just out of the way for the beakers and etc.
Yeah. This guy and 5 rolls a shield, so he would want to juice that up as quick as possible.
Yeah, we see Janne masking in the back. We'll see if he can make anything of this, but he's only passing teammates at the moment. Narrowly misses Sav with the mask there.
Yeah. Still has and now we have blue shield for Juba and 5.
So yeah, Joob and another Australian seem to be still in the top 4, holding 3-4 here. We'll see whether they can catch up to second place here. Looks like it's Mutata who's with him. So they're not too far away from second at all, especially being that they're only on lap 2. So while 3 of our POVs seem to have shields, Mutata doesn't, and unsure if second does, doesn't look like it, but looking like we're going to be seeing a lot of line focusing here. We see Janne failing Cloud Cut.
And we see 5 not even taking the Cloud Cut now. I think he's learned from the last race not to go super tight in case something's there. Such a massive lead. He can take, like you said, Oxide time trial lines, and he's not going to be caught. Even by his teammate, it looks like he's so far behind. So
yeah, he's got such a lead now that entropy lines might be a bit too wide, but if he takes Oxide or Velo lines, he'll be fine, I would say.
Yeah, he's just opting not to go for any shortcuts that you can't see, which makes sense. Like when you have that much of a lead, you're safer not doing it,
Yeah, I do notice that while Mutata has dropped out of the top here, I do see that Matt and Joob both with shields. Joob is catching, and quite quickly up to second place. Does have a beaker under his shield, which especially with teleporting is not what you want. But we see here, he catches right up, takes the shield off, but doesn't get the beaker hit. Then he gets a nitro, so pretty unfortunate rolls for him there. And he gets bombed by Matty, so that is an unfortunate position loss there by Joob, but he did try his best.
Yeah. I also heard you say you call Matty Matt there for a second.
Oh, did I?
Like, oh, nice. We have Polish Matt. Let's go.
They're the same player, didn't you know?
I always thought so. They do sound kind of similar. But yeah, this is looking very comfortable for 5 and Matty at the moment. Now they're so far ahead of the pack. Top 2 is pretty much good.
Yeah, don't know whether Matty's been able to roll another shield here, but as we can see with 5, that is a guaranteed first. I don't know what he could do to lose this now.
He could pull a Sparda, I suppose.
Everyone's worst nightmare.
Nah, he won't even go for the Cloud Cut. No need.
Oh, Joob goes for a corner cut and falls off, so that basically dooms him from catching up.
5. That's a big win for Poland if they can hold it now. You see Janne with infinite reserves is going super tight just to catch up to 4th, which is obviously Xerdzio. Doesn't make a difference. But yeah, they're looking... This is a big win for Poland.
Yeah, these positions are looking really set.
Poland are looking good. 5 is looking really good. Apart from that one mistake on Engine Labs, he is driving extremely well.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it's really impressive. Like you said, he steps away from the game for so long and then he steps in and just destroys everyone, just casually,
Yeah, it's just like, he's just like, what have I missed, basically.
Yeah, right, who am I crushing now?
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got a bit of a bigger lead now, so unfortunately my scores aren't updating on stream because my browser source likes me. But I will check that for you. For now, enjoy this +0 difference. It's a very close race, clearly.
It's, yeah, couldn't be any closer if we tried.
Right, so the actual difference is 27 in Poland's favour. I just have to...
Yeah, that was a big win.
I just have to yell at my Streamlabs for not showing the changes even though it showed them before stream.
Like I said at the start of Haas, I wanted to see blind spot beaker, but it wasn't there. And
yeah.
That just goes to show that even like these things that should be commonly known now doesn't get that many usages in different countries' teams. Also,
Yeah.
with Haas, there's basically the few crates that people trap. Always the Wompas, always the. It's usually the second crate when in the tight turns that get trapped, because first is already come to know that usually first is trapped, so people don't want to risk taking it.
Yeah, we aren't seeing many trapped crates in general in this now, which is very strange. You see a lot of teams planning to trap crates in the top 2 because it's just easy to keep your teammates behind to catch up, but we're not seeing a lot of it now. Now I know 5 rolled a shield early on, but even Matty in second place didn't seem to trap any crates, or if he did, no one hit them. So Janne is going to go wide for double Wumpa here in this, if I know him well, and I'm pretty certain that's his plan. So.
And then, as everyone knows, he's going to do SE Pulsewood and zoom to first, right?
Ah yes, Janne will do. That's exactly what Janne will do. Yeah, I think you might see Hakuma do Pulsewood on this, maybe.
I know Joob was practicing Pulsewood before the stream started, before the match started, sorry, so I do wonder if he'll try it.
Janne gets a 6th place mass, that's very nice. And 5 again, running away at the start.
Oh, and we see Joob gets beakered here, which is unfortunate to be losing fire so early on. Janne does mask right up, gonna see if he can take out Xerdzio, but he does miss here. Though it looks like Xerdzio lost fire. So again, looking like a bit of a break for the top players in Poland here.
5 killed the guy behind him with the beaker in the tunnel as well, so he put the pressure off him. 5's just, he's doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, so it looks like Sav. Oh, Sav was the Australian up the front with the Polish guys, but he lands on a beaker there on the left split. That's unfortunate. So now looks like top 4 for Poland here. Mutata's not far behind 4th place though, but Xerd does have a shield, and outlining someone in Koala Carnival isn't really something that you should be aiming to do since it's an oval.
I've got ended as well, so he might drop out of the top 4. He pulls the shield, which is clutch for him.
Oh, and he takes Mutata out with it.
Wow, that's kind of epic, actually.
Yeah, damn. And so this slight breakaway that they have on Koala Carnival, as I said, this is actually pretty huge. Sav getting taken out at the end of the tunnel there, so that's just further extending that lead. Looking like a very likely top 4 here.
Their lead is huge now, yeah.
Not looking like top 4 have any shields, but if we have a look in the...
again.
Yeah, having a look in the back, they're having a bit of a rough time.
Wow, the lead between 4th and 5th now is... I did not expect this result to go this way, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
This is looking very one-sided.
Yeah, we see Sav gets an engine, but I don't believe he knows how to do SE Pulsewood, so he does just take the infinite reserves with this one. Joob getting team killed, I believe, there, which when you've got lag and shields, it can be understandable accidentally running into someone.
They are lagging quite a lot, to be fair, as well. I'm assuming we're doing a host swap as well halfway through?
Yeah, so halfway through it'll swap to probably Savage's host.
That'll be interesting to see the difference now, because as it stands now, Poland are just... Yeah, that's a top 4.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a comfortable top 4 as well. They're even just killing each other, I think, up front there, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah, and we saw Savage took Xerdzio out with a mask there. Again, probably not intentional. Looked like they teleported into the mask, but...
Yeah. That's a massive, massive win again. So, yeah, very, very strong favourite for Poland at the moment now.
Yeah, so I believe the difference will be in the 40s now, probably 46? See if my maths is correct, which it probably isn't.
Yeah, 46.
Oh, I did 3rd grade math.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, I'm going to tell my mum, she'll be so proud. So yeah, we have got scores successfully updated. Shoutouts to Revi for helping me troubleshoot, because I am a boomer. So you think Sparda is the old one here? It's actually me, in spirit.
Ah, yes. Drask is actually 47 years old in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was obvious, but apparently not. It's because I sound...
You do sound quite young, to be fair.
Yeah, I sound 15, but actually 47.
Yes.
The reality, as we know, it is false.
I'm only 14 in real life as well. I'm just quite hairy, that's
I
all.
knew it. You're just the hairiest 14-year-old I've ever met.
Pretty much. I have no hair in my head, but my face and my arms is a lot, so I have a condition called hairy syndrome.
Talking about Koala Carnival that we just played, I have a strong opinion that in no karting game should there be an oval track. It's always a bad idea, and it's always a terrible track. There's no exceptions, and you cannot tell me otherwise. The only saving grace that I see in Koala Carnival is that you can do acid pole switch on it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. They're kind of one-dimensional, boring. They're kind of a very skill-less track.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing involved with them. But yeah, I do agree. Koala isn't the most enjoyable track to play and/or watch either.
I was so hyped for Koala Carnival when it came out, thinking of all the cool things they could have done. Like, you know, maybe you're going through like a full circus, like, you know, going through like a lion taming ring and going over all these cool circus acts, and then it's an oval. And I was like, ah. And then SE Puzzle was discovered, and I was like, ah!
It's okay. I was expecting a track closer to Electron when it was kind of advertised. Like, this kind of looks a bit like Electron vibes, so maybe something along those lines? No, not even close.
Almost, just completely wrong.
Yes, just a small oval Electron.
Alright. Here we go, starting Mystery Caves. So we'll see whether the go tie and not die strategy will work for 5 this time as well. I see Sav lost fire early on, so...
Yeah.
We'll see if he can turn it into something positive with a sandbagging, but...
I nearly feel going wide on this track is nearly pointless, because the shortcut is such a good start to get a good lead.
Yeah, I agree. And even if the risk is, if you don't roll a mask specifically from that first set of crates, you just get put so far behind.
Yeah, and then the guys in front can roll items just to kill you behind as well, so it pushes you back.
Yeah, and we see 5 actually gets hit. I know, like, clip this,
on
folks.
That one?
Yeah, like, this is unprecedented. So we do see, looks like Joob has taken the lead here, does have Matty pretty close behind him. But currently, on his screen, he does have a little bit of a lead, so if he keeps his lines up, he should be able to hold this if he grabs a shield. We see Sav was masking in 4th, barely misses the guy near him. Does sit with a shield now, and he does have to be careful with a teammate behind him. Hopefully he can take out Matty here, which he does. He does take out Matty with his shield. So that'll allow his teammates behind him to catch up.
Janne gets beakered, so potential top 2. Yep.
Yeah, Sav passes, so neither Janne nor Sav have an item here.
They're both opting to go fast as well, which would make sense.
We see 5 tried to go wide for an item there, but didn't actually grab one, and he was in 5th, so probably not the best way to go, but it does work out for him so far. He is right up with his teammate here.
Savage pulls the shield in 2nd. But Janne losing fire, so the gap is increased.
Yeah, this is exactly what Australia want to see. But they want to see they've got a nice, pretty comfortable top 2 here. Joob doesn't have a shield, but given the fact that he's got quite a lead, even if he does get orbed or clocked once, just once, he should be okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of the Australians, Xerdzio it looks like, is yonder's behind. I have no idea what happened, but that's really unfortunate for him. So on a track like Caves, it can be really hard to close that gap without any form of pulsewood.
See Janne rolling a shield, but he's very close to 5 now.
Luckily for the Polish team, they don't have teleporting at the moment, so he can safely put on a shield to protect himself, whereas the Australian team have to be a little more cautious at the moment. Janne going slow here, trying to take Mutata out, but Mutata does dodge. Janne throwing his shield to missile Mutata, which is very nice there, but we'll see whether it costs him as he gets taken out. Yeah, that missile's going to hit him.
Yeah, he placed the nitro at the bad time. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, it stops before the turbo pad, which does make sense. Gets a turbo canister. So he's
reserves, I suppose.
He's neck and neck with Mutata. He does roll a mask though to protect from the hit that just happened. So Janne probably going to be able to hold 6th here unless this missile. Nope, he does block the missile with the mask. So these positions are looking set now.
Yeah.
So
top the first win for Australia.
Yeah, top 2, bottom 2 for Australia here with 3, 4, 5, 6 for Poland. So not the biggest win, but it's nice to see Australia getting some points back on Poland here.
That's what you kind of want to see, a bit more of a comeback now. It would be nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. We're halfway now, so we'll be seeing that host change, and we'll see whether this screws the Polish guys over and starts swinging things into Australia's favour.
A whole lot of action from our side. A lot of stuff happened in the back, it seems, with Xerdzio getting last by so far. He must have had a pretty rough start from the looks of things.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate thing about not having the brain power to commentate 8 POVs, is that sometimes stuff happens and it's just not on the ones you're watching, even when you've got half the lobby on your stream. You just miss what happens. It's so unfortunate sometimes, but...
Oh, both teams have agreed not to do SE polls with.
Ah, okay. So that's why we're not seeing any. That makes sense. So it does mean that comebacks, like we saw with Xerdzio being so far behind, are much harder to bring back, especially on those simpler tracks. But it does mean that both teams, you could say, are on even footing in that regard then.
Yeah, there's no advantage if one team, because I know the Polish team, I don't think any of the Polish team can do it. Xerdzio kinda can, I think, to some degree, but I know Janne can't. I know Five's only back, he can't. I don't think Matty can, so it's the advantage for Australia's kind of lost. I feel they would have had the advantage with the SC polls with.
Yeah.
But they opted not to do it, which is fair.
I mean, I guess the thing with Australia here is a lot of them, in particular Sav and Xerdzio, are very inclined towards no major glitches. They're not very keen on pulsewood at all, so it could be, even though some of their players can do it, it could be a preference for the overall team that they didn't want to have it in the match. So I also don't know whether the Australian team know whether Poland can do it or not. I'm not sure.
I think they're very aware of Poland's standing, at least on the opinion as e-polls, but I think that's why they agreed to not do it. Yeah, both countries are very in favor of NMG, so it completely makes sense that they're doing an NMG war here.
Yeah, Five just said he can, but he refuses to use it as well, so that's fair enough. So if they're happy to do it, then everyone's happy, I suppose, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, Sav's stream has dropped, so I am curious whether this means he is subbing out. So we may only have 3 POVs if Mutata doesn't have one up, which I do not see one.
I suppose we can ask the question, maybe?
Yeah.
When they do the lobby change?
Yeah. But even if so, 3 POVs are still very nice. Better than 0.
True. Otherwise this would be a radio show.
Yeah. I'll admit, on my own stream when I used to do commentary before the social media, before joining the media team here, I should say, I did do a couple radio commentaries where I forgot to change off the scoreboard, and I'm sitting there commentating all these epic plays, and people are like, "Nice scoreboard."
Akuma has his stream up now.
Oh, beautiful! I will find
we
it.
Get to see it. And we think Walker is subbing for Sav.
Oh. Okay, interesting.
I think Sav is actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, it could be the tilt factor or the time factor as well. So for East Coast Australia, it is currently 11:50 at night. So it could be that if he might have work tomorrow, who knows? Or it could be that he's boarding. So hard to say. But
I mean, staying awake till 12 at night it's when you get old. I don't stay awake past midnight nowadays.
oh, I mean,
Fun fact.
I really think I am 47. Like, this match, to make sure I was awake enough for it, I had a nap before it, and the match started at like 10:30 my time. Like, I am actually a boomer.
Yeah, it's scary when you're like 19, 18. You can stay up till 7, 8 in the morning, 24 hours if you want. Now it's like it's 10:30. It's time for bed.
Oh, that is relatable. See, us oldies get it.
Yeah, pretty much. And the match tonight, I'm doing a match at 10 p.m. my time. I should be asleep, but I mean, dedication, you know.
Yeah, just have a little nana nap beforehand.
I might have a nap after this stream for like 6-7 hours. Who knows?
Yeah, just have a 12-hour nap, just real quick.
Pretty much.
Alright, so we do have the 4th POV for Mutata. I'm just putting it up now. Behind the scenes. So you guys don't get to see me horribly mess up the layout.
Imagine.
I promise I know what I'm doing.
Talking about naps, I can probably take a nap for the next 4 races, because they're, like, in my opinion, the 4 most boring tracks in this draft right now. Assembly Lane, Jungle Boogie, Tiny Arena, Meteor, Gorge. It's very rare to see anything that interesting happen in those. Tiny Arena, maybe, because it's a long track. But even then, it's just like, oh, there's a tight picker in the S. Don't go tight in S. Don't go tight in here.
Yeah.
The common ones, yeah.
I think Boogie, out of this second half, has the most potential for something to happen. But just because it's such a short, like, you know, item hell track, I feel like we could see a lot of carnage here potentially. But I do definitely agree that the rest of the tracks coming up, I feel like we should grab our pillows, boys.
I'm down for that.
I mean, I would much rather sleep than have anything to do with tracks such as Assembly Lane or Meteor Gorge or Android Alley. Not that Alley's here, thankfully.
Yes, Savage went to Xerdzio, but he couldn't connect via NAT type issue with the host.
Ah.
I see. ...2021 and that's still an issue for people. It's really sad that that's the thing. I know in Poland, Janne was saying to me, you have to essentially pay to have a NAT type. To actually modify your router to open port, you have to pay people money.
Yeah.
Which is madness.
I heard that too. I thought that was interesting, we'll say.
Yeah. I'm like, I just do it for free because I'm allowed. And I have an open NAT as a result now, because UPnP it's the good stuff. So.
Yeah. Alright. Going into Assembly Lane. So after 15 minutes this load screen will be done and we can start the commentary for this race. But
we can have a nap between.
Yeah, we can get a nap. Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious if anyone's going to be going for that mud cut at the start here. It's only a little bit of a time save, but when you're trying to break away, that can be all you need. So
pretty much.
First and second are in the most advantageous position to do it, which would be I'm unsure who's hosting actually. Just looking at this, considering Sav subbed out, but looking like we have 5 in second, so he is in a very good spot to go for it here. Oh, Xerdzio's hosting. Gotcha.
Five not going for the mud cut. Janne slowing down from Mask.
Yeah, 5 actually hits the wall.
And he team killed.
Oh, Janne tries to go through and plow through everyone with a mask, but everyone just teleports around him. So I think he did hit some people, but
yeah, we could see a very different second half of this now with the Australian host. It could be very in favor of them. With the Poland that are experiencing.
Yeah, I mean, even looking, we see that Australia hold 3 of the top 4 as Janne gets taken out by a squish here, so...
Yep.
Top 2 already breaking away for Australia.
Oh wow, Janne gets hit at the worst location.
Joob masks both our POVs here, zooms up into 3rd, and has a blue shield with a little bit of a break, so...
Top 3 looking very good.
Yeah, so we see... I believe Xerd in the back there, but he is zooming up, probably with a mask, comes up into 4th here. slowly catching up to Joob, and does take out the shield here. So now Joob's going to have to be very careful if he wants to keep this position. He does go wide and gets the bomb on Xerd. Very nice job there by Joob. And then gets nitroed. Oh no.
Oh wait,
Janne
it's an
gets
invisible
nitroed.
nitro.
It's an invisible nitro.
Oh.
Let's go. Love to see it. Who will take it next lap?
Wouldn't be CTR without an invisible nitro on the war.
The best ones are when you have an invisible nitro in an undodgeable location.
Polar Path turbo pad intensifiers.
Yep. Yeah, this is a top 4 for Australia. I mean, this can. Oh no, we see.
Yeah,
Xerd
there's Xerd again. Doing his best to take out the Australians. Does mask up into 3rd, but don't know with the teleporting what he's going to be able to do here if he can manage to line up a bomb. Oh, we see Joob gets taken out by a shield tackle here, and a back missile from Xerd. So very nice play by Xerd there, taking out Joob with the back missile. So Joob falling right back into 6th.
Yeah, because he just teleported back into Janne because of the lag, and he got hit by the shield instead.
Yeah. So
Might have a bit of mauling.
yeah, so top 2 is pretty secure here, but we see it looks like 6-7 currently are the other positions being held by Australia, so still a win. But we'll see whether they can improve this by any means.
On HaCooma. We see 5 trapping crates, so he is starting to do that. I notice now.
Yeah. So he does do a tight trap at the end of the shortcut there. We'll see whether that actually manages to catch anyone up. Especially since it looks like, yeah, as I thought, Joob was going tight to try and catch Matty here. Not Matt, and hits the beaker, losing his shield.
Yep. So Poland are doing well, getting back into positions there.
Yeah, it was a really...
Top 2 is guaranteed.
it was a very good start by Australia getting that top 2, but Poland's done a very good job to bite back and try and prevent the top 4.
Even with the lag, yeah, they've done very nice.
So we see Janne in 5th here with a shield. He does have a missile targeting him, which does get ignored here, does die. So if he keeps his lines up, given the gap, he should be pretty comfortable to hold 5th here.
Yeah.
And it's looking like 3-4 is also fairly secure from anything here. So,
Ooh.
And Joob getting taken out before the shortcut, which really does cement at least 3-4. Janne probably fine in 5th, given that he has a shield. 6th place, Matty could still get taken out by Mutata here, if Mutata, who is chaining masks, but he does lose fire. So we'll see whether he can catch up to Matty here. Ooh. Looking like he will. He does. He takes Matty out and claims 6th place.
Be a 5-point win, I think, now.
Yeah, so that'll be a 5-point win as Matty does hold on to 7th place, meaning it's 1, 2, 6, 8 for Australia and 2, 3, 4, 7 for Poland. So small win, yeah.
To keep it down because it was top 4 for Australia, and they were looking nice.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I really feel like Australia had the good start. But then Poland really brought it back the best they could.
Yeah. But Australia slowly climbing back into this. They can still turn it around with 4 tracks left. A big ask, granted, but it's still doable. Especially now that they have host advantage as well, like with the less lag going on.
Yeah, we have, like I said, Jungle Boogie up next. So we'll see how the chaos unfolds.
I have to say, I'm glad I'm not playing this match because that draft isn't very appealing.
I thought the same when I saw the draft. I was, trying to be nice about it, but personal opinion was, yeah, I'm not a fan of. I wouldn't want to race this.
No, pretty much. I think Assembly is one of my favorite track on this list, and Mystery Caves and Engine, and then everything else is like meh, for me anyway.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Hot Air and Carnival here. Inferno I enjoy in Standard. Not NMG personally. Caves is kind of the same there, but the rest of these tracks, like I don't really enjoy. Tiny Arena, Gorge, Twilight, Assembly Lane, Labs. I'm too old and stuck in my ways.
Understandable.
Obviously, right now with the desync situation, we're going to be repeating it a lot. But especially in Jungle Boogie, where it's a short track, there's always a lot of mayhem. It's very hard for the Polish players to try to actually target anyone, because they're just going to warp out of the way. So it actually brings a big advantage in Boogie to Australia at this point.
Yeah, and I think, as we were seeing in that race before, I think if people in the front, like Xerdzio is a very strong itemless player, Joob has very solid lines as well, so if the two of them manage to do 5 tech and just go tight and break away, given the lag, they can potentially hold like top 1, top 2, and slowly bring this back. 38 point difference currently, and as Sparda said, that is getting a bit of a bigger ask, but with some big wins they can definitely pull it back.
Yep, just 2 top 4s basically, and they're back on equal playing field. Which I know I say it like it's easy.
just top 4, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I mean we've had teams. Australia had a top 4 for a while there, so it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And Janne is not moving.
Someone, I think there's only 7 in the lobby.
I don't think the Australians realise, by the way.
No.
I think they're like, this is easy, but this is going to be a restart.
They're like, wow, oh, there we go, Mutata noticed.
Yeah, but he realised.
They were probably just thinking, wow, this is the easiest top 4 we've ever had. We've intimidated them, they've given up.
I don't think they're planning on stopping. For some reason.
So the Hazmat Dingo Darlin first. Yeah, there we go. He was the one who was hosting, so I guess he just didn't notice.
They just thought it was too easy.
he was just like, look, I want a good race. Let me have this.
Let's bring it back after this one.
I want to get a 111 before we bring it back, okay?
Nice.
He just bonked a wall, that's why he's like, oh, I'll bring it back now before they notice.
They'll never know.
I was totally on 111 pace until the lights went green.
Yeah, I was looking for world record times, but you made me stop.
So yeah, unfortunately we're going to have to remake the lobby, which is always a fun process in CTR. So luckily, for those that don't know, if you leave a match, like has happened, the back row of the lobby need to leave and then rejoin, otherwise the positions in the lobby will completely shuffle. So in order to keep 2 of each team in the front and 2 of each in the back, they are going to be remaking this lobby. At least partially, but... So we'll be taking...
It looks like they paused it. They made a mistake and they're just doing it from fresh again.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when someone joins too soon or forgets to leave, and then you just think, no, I'm just going to break this lobby, I can't be bothered.
But yeah, that's CTR in a nutshell. Disconnections, lag, long loading screens, stalling. That's it in a nutshell, so...
And we absolutely love it.
We do. 2 years later, we're still here and we're doing World Cups. I mean, yeah, that's the devotion we have for this game.
Yeah, sometimes you look at this game and you just think, why do we like it? Like, look at all these flaws. Why do I play this? But
it's my childhood.
Something
relived,
about it.
Basically.
Oh yeah. I found it interesting that I actually got gifted this for my birthday in 2019. I had no intention of buying the game. And then I thought, oh yeah, I'll play it a little bit, you know, just mess around. I have the PS1 version, I don't really need this one. And fast forward, and I've got, what, several thousand hours in the game, and it's my most played game, so... My most played game I didn't even buy.
I was so hyped for this when it was announced at, was it E3 it was announced at?
I think so.
I was so hyped when I saw the trailer, like, oh my goodness. That's an instant day one buy. And I don't usually buy stuff day one unless I'm really hyped for it because they cost so much money.
Yeah, I agree.
Day one. And it was so good. Adventure mode, it was so good. And then you go online, it's like, I see the flaws this game has now.
Yeah, when you're just playing adventure mode, especially when you're a bit more casual and newer to the game, and you're not, doing time trials or anything, you kind of be like, wow, this game's like so like really nicely done, and like granted, like it is like especially visually, it's absolutely gorgeous, and the base mechanics are really fun, of course, and base mechanics have been implemented quite well. It's just when you go a bit deeper, you've got invisible walls, unintended mechanics breaking the game. Online functionality, that's when you kind of start to realize as a CTR enjoyer that the game has some issues, but we love it nonetheless.
Pretty much. Overall, to be fair to Venus, I know we give them a hard time at best times, and we call them all which names, but they did a very good job overall.
Yeah.
I have to say. Just that the game didn't get the love that I felt that if it got a bit more love and a bit more time with updates and all, I think Poleswood would have been probably patched if they kept updating the game.
Yeah.
I really think that would have been a patch.
I agree.
But at this stop, so look, it's a thing of the game now, and just have to live with it kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I was honestly happy to see that they actually did make an attempt to fix collisions, which was interesting that the collision patch in itself brought in a whole new host of changes with wall grinds and everything that just really weren't possible in the old patch. So for people that are a bit newer to the game, the final, I believe it was the very final update, might have been the second last, they actually did an update to how the collisions worked in the game. So beforehand, if you even looked at a wall when you were close to it, you just lost fire on so many tracks. But after this update they did in 2020, a lot of the walls, like for example, you look at Oxide Station with the spiral, you can actually completely grind that wall and just not lose fire if you do it in a specific way. And so many more walls are lenient, like Cortex Castle and Tiny Arena are two that I think are much more lenient with their with losing fire now. So yeah, they actually really, it's not perfect by any means, but they've definitely really improved the situation.
Yeah, and then you have the invisible bonks when you're going on a turbo pad, like on an Electron or something like Hot Air Skyway. You just bonk and like, you face plant into a wall.
I forgot about those. I remember having
so frequent.
I remember having an out of time race where I bonked on the ramp every single lap.
Yeah,
and I was just
letting your tracks.
I'm just like, bye. Uninstalling.
The amount of races I've lost in first because I just bonked. It's like, well, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I wasn't in the competitive scene back then, but I can only imagine how horrible that would have been.
It was dreadful. It was very mauling when you're in a lobby that if you win, you qualify to next round, but then if you drop into second, you lose, and you go from first to fourth. Not your fault.
Oh, no, I'll pass, thank you. Alright, match is finally starting again. So
let's go. I suspect Janne will go wide at the start of this one.
Yeah, as you said. So he's going wide into the grass here. Gets triple missiles, which, as we've said, isn't the best item in laggy lobbies, but might connect. We do see someone getting taken out. Oh, not taken out after the turbo pad. It was a ghost hit. Having said that, Xerdzio takes a TNT, dies in the shortcut, while Joob fails the shortcut, which leads to Poland having a nice strong first at the very least here at the start. Maddie getting a bit of a breakaway.
See Janne gaining ground now as well on Hakuma.
Yeah, we see that 5 did have second, but he does get missiled here, and then still doesn't get overtaken. He does go to shield someone, but accidentally shields Janne as he was in a group.
Oh, Janne team kills 5.
Yeah, so... yeah, and then 5 getting comboed now, which is really bad to see. And we see that Walker gets taken out by a Nitro that takes about 3 seconds to disappear.
CTR at its finest.
And looking at the front, Matty and Xerd have a really nice break. Matty in particular, quite far ahead already. Xerdzio taking up into third here, breaking the top 3. Janne getting masked by Mutata here. So Australia kind of doing the reverse of what happened last race. They're the ones bringing it back and preventing the top 4 this time.
Yep. Can they actually get close to the top 2 is the thing. They're so far away again.
Yeah, Janne masking, which is not good for Australia until Janne falls off the shortcut. It's unfortunate when that happens. It's it happens to the best of us.
It does. Janne is running a lot of mass, so he has the RNG gods on his side.
Because we see Jube behind him with a mask, but when Janne's rolling mask too, not like it's going to be doing much for Jube here.
Oh, that's 5, not even Janne. I'm looking at the wrong screen.
Oh, you're right. So we see Jube does come through, takes out 5 there with a mask.
Janne killing
yeah.
5 again.
Oh, and taking out Jube. So Jube thought he had the upper hand there. Oh, and a last minute orb takes out 5. Is it going to be enough to get Jube over the line first? It is.
It is.
So that's the second race Australia have gotten a last minute orb and destroyed one Polish player specifically.
Nice.
First we had it on Inferno where Xerd got ended by an orb, and this time it was 5. Although 5 only lost 1 position to it, not 2.
Still a win for Poland, though, so it's making Australia's life that bit more difficult. 2 top 4s is not enough anymore.
Yeah, so we'll see what the point difference is after this race. Probably somewhere in the 40s.
I think it's like 41.
43 maybe?
43 maybe, yeah.
Alright, let's see. We are both wrong. We're too old to do maths. 45.
Yeah.
Don't do math, kids.
Calculators. They're there for a reason.
Exactly. And your phone has them as well, so you always have one on you.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so now we've got Tiny Arena, and I'm unsure. Obviously, we've seen 5 with very strong lines, but I don't know how the rest of Poland are with how strong their lines are in Tiny Arena. Whereas I know that Australia, a lot of them love time trialing Tiny Arena from what I've seen. If Sav was still here, I think he'd do quite well here, but Xerdzio in particular does a very strong line, so I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing Xerdzio and Jube break away here. I guess I feel like it's going to come down to whether, if those two can take out 5 in particular, I feel like at the start of this race, I feel like they can get an easy top 2 here, barring power items.
Yeah. I think they really need to get a top 3 and about 5th or 6th guaranteed to have a chance here, because if Poland lose by 3 or 5, they've still won the war regardless, you know?
Yeah, I believe Australia would need 1st, 2nd, I think 5th and 8th to be able to still be in it. Then they would need 2 top 2s after that. 2 top 4s, sorry. So
easy. Meteor Gorge top 4.
exactly. So we'll see whether they can do it.
Yeah, the Polish aren't bad. Janne has like a 249, I think, on this track. He's not bad. He's not bad at this track at all. He's pretty solid, actually. Track you don't see many people going wide on.
Yeah, I agree. You might see 1 or 2 people going for an item here, but it's a bit awkward because if you get a mask on Tiny Arena, you're kind of in the air a lot. It doesn't do as much. We see Mutata went too tight, lost fire, so decided to kind of go for backup wide strats. Jube does get the mask, and exactly as I was mentioning, doesn't get too much ground there, and he does lose fire. So it didn't work out for him, as it looks like Poland, on the other hand, actually have the top 3.
Yeah, and 5 just running away with their time trial lines, it'll be difficult to catch.
Yeah, and we see that Jube gets masked right down to the back there. So now it's a top 4 for Poland. Oh, but it looks like Xerd, no, he doesn't get taken out. Just a bit of a lag hit there, but he is closely pursued by Australians here. One of them gets taken out. Looks like Xerdzio got taken out by a trap there, falling behind, but oh, Mutata does also get taken out, which is just going to really solidify that top 4 lead, which is really not what you want to be seeing going into lap 2.
Yeah, Janne opting not to go for the crit. Interesting. Yeah, they needed a lot of good RNG luck now to get into this. This is such a difficult track when the team breaks away to catch up with.
Yeah, the one benefit is that like they do have 4 laps to catch up, so they could use strong lines to catch up, but the issue there being that the top 4 can obviously just trap the tight lines, and then these people trying to catch up will just die. So
yeah,
Bit of a rough spot for Australia to be in. Their hope now, seeing as a few of them have rolled shields, would be to roll a clock or maybe an orb to try and take out some of that top 4. We do see that 5 has a shield in second, but I don't believe any of the others have a shield from what I've seen. Janne definitely does not.
No, Janne's trapping tight lines as well. Now he has.
Now he does. So
Give him the good luck.
I feel like I've got a commentator's blessing this war. I feel like I say something and it comes true.
In tonight's match, can you say I haven't got a shield and or mask a lot, please? I would appreciate that a lot.
Well, if what I'm saying is coming true, what I might say is my bank account just got $6,000.
Only 6? I'd be
Yeah. I don't have high aspirations, alright?
Yeah, this is looking like a top 2 is comfort anyway for Poland at the moment.
The Australians have done a good job of catching up to 4th in particular, but Janne is breaking away, as you said, likely having a 249. Janne is really demonstrating he does have quite solid lines here, 5 not far behind, so that top 2 is looking pretty safe. Janne teleporting into the wall there for a second on 5's end. And we see Xerdzio was making good ground, but he actually hit the wall trying to catch up. So that's really unfortunate for him. However, it looks like they might take out Xerd. They do. So Mutata gets triple missiles, takes out Xerd, combos him with a bomb, which throws him right down into 7th here. So still not enough for Australia to be able to win this, but they have managed to take out one of the top 4. We'll see if they can break out the rest now.
Yeah, Janne's just running away now from everyone. It's not far behind.
It's starting to get a bit concerning because they haven't rolled a power item yet, and even if they do, their team doesn't have many dodges, and the Polish team looks like all 3 of them up the front have a shield. Yeah, and there's the clock. So it looks like that was
Xerdzio's clock, possibly.
No, I don't believe it was. He got hit by that. That was Walker's clock, it looks like.
It caused more harm than good.
Yeah. It could be. They probably didn't know if top 2 had a shield and they took a risk, but as you said, didn't seem to really to help them out in any way. I don't think they lost any positions to it, but it's really not doing them any favors if they're trying to catch up to top 3. Xerdzio is quite close to Matty here, but with 1 lap to go, and now Matty doesn't have a shield and can trap and bomb, it's not looking good.
Yeah, even if he kills Matty, it's still a win for Poland regardless anyway.
Exactly, so the best they can really do is reduce the point difference at this stage.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we see Mutata's on top of Xerd in the back here. Xerd pulling a mask with Mutata pulling a mask as well, so we'll see whether we have a bit of a masking war here.
Any Fisk masks?
Yeah, we'll see if Mutata Fisk masks Xerd. But no, Xerd gets another mask and just sails away.
Yeah.
So these positions are looking pretty set now, so... Was a very line-based Tiny Arena. We had some action in the back there. But Poland really getting that really early top 4 there. So, securing their victory in this round. So, GG's to Poland there, so they've done a very good job in this match. So...
Poland too strong.
Yeah, I think Poland are a team that I think a lot of people probably... I don't feel like many people, when you hear about talking about good teams, I don't think Poland's ever mentioned, and it's not a team that I would put in, like, you know, my top 2 or 3, but I definitely think Poland are doing really good, especially from the practice matches I've been seeing them do. I think they have a good shot at beating quite a few teams here, so I'm excited to see how Poland do overall.
Yeah, they've got it. This lineup that they have now is probably the best lineup that they have, and they seem to be a couple of team kills, not much, but they seem to be driving very well too. 5 in particular, like I said, he's rusty. He hasn't played in however long, but he's still like he was last year nearly, you know.
Yeah, I'm scared to see what he'll be like once he's got the rust off.
Yeah, he could win the World Cup for them. Let's go.
Yeah, are we going to be seeing some perfect 100s from 5 here? Doing some OVO tech, just going tie and getting 90 points in a war?
Imagine.
Couldn't be me.
No. 90 points?
Nah,
Can't be me either.
my tech is 9 points in a war. Is that enough?
87 is still my best.
I don't know if I've cracked 80. I'm gonna say I have on stream just so you guys think I'm good at the game, but I don't actually remember my my highest.
No, you got 100 off stream. I saw it.
Oh, you're right.
You know? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It was against easy bots, but we don't talk about that.
Doesn't matter.
It was against 7 Spardas.
I mean, yeah, if you don't get 100, then you should be embarrassed. You know?
We just played Meteor Gorge 10 times.
God, and that's easy 100.
you just put down the controller. No, I'm good.
Just walked
I'm good.
away and got dinner and.
And I still lost. I don't know how you did it. But yeah, we're going into, well, Meteor Gorge.
I'm going into the Meteor Gorge now.
So I'm just going to not change scenes. No one needs to see this travesty.
Yeah, I think we just end the stream now because this track shouldn't be viewed by anyone.
Yeah, I agree. Whichever team picked this, they get minus 50.
Which was Australia.
Yep, sorry Australia. Alright, so we'll see how this goes starting off. We see Mutata's going quite wide to start. Janne going a bit more mid instead. Goes for the Wampa, tries to get the turbo pad as well, but gets knocked off. So that is unfortunate with kart collisions. And he does have triple bombs, which with lag, like unjuiced bombs aren't the best. So pretty closely knit Pat here. A pack, not Pat. Matty's a little bit further behind alongside Mutata, but everyone else is pretty close together here. Walker getting a bit of a break here as Janne gets taken out. Looking like 2 Rillas and 2 Dingoes up the front there, with a bit of a split in the top and bottom 4 here. Alright, Janne pulling an orb. Unjuiced just throws it, which makes sense with Walker in first here. Looks like Walker had a shield though, so as much as it didn't do anything, it at the very least frees up Janne's inventory so he can roll more masks and catch up.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that Walker's got a bit of a break there from Janne. We'll see if Janne can do anything to catch up here. He is holding 2 bombs, which can make sense because it's probably one of the best offensive items you can roll in second place, and it's not a very common roll. So he's going to see if he's going to be able to lag snipe Walker here, but can be difficult given the teleporting. Oh, Walker pulls a shield. And yeah, we see Janne is catching up now. Alright, we see 5th place Janne is masking, just ends here. Catches right up to Mutata here, who is sitting there with a shield. We'll see whether Janne can make anything of this, whether he can roll a triple item here. Meanwhile, we see Joob in 3rd. No shield, but he does have a bit of a break from the Rillas, so hopefully, for his sake, he doesn't get taken out here by a power item. We see Xerdzio really far back. Again, unsure what happened to him. But 3 Rillas are in 5th, 6th, 7th respectively, so looking like a very nice race for Australia here overall.
Yeah, bit of damage control to the points.
Yeah, so Walker doing a nice job getting first there. And then looking like it's 1st, 3rd, 4th and 8th for Australia. 2nd, 5th, 6th, 7th, yeah, for Poland. So a nice win there by Australia to help minimise the point difference.
Yeah, 5 did snipe the shield off of Walker in the end.
Yeah.
On the drop down section, but obviously he lost fire in doing so as well. But it was a nice bomb.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when you make those really epic plays and you're like, yeah, now what? Because you just like, there's nothing you can do.
He's gone. Yeah, that was pretty nice in the desync as well. That 5 got the bomb because you don't know where he is, but it's just a matter of timing, and he timed it very well. But obviously, if he had no shield, you know, he would have got first as a result. But just because the shield was there, you just have to accept you get to take second.
Yeah.
But 5 is popping off at the moment, so.
And I mean, when you've got lag, something that people may notice when you look at the stream is that the lag kind of comes in ticks. So someone will slide to the left and they'll teleport back and slide and then teleport back. So you can kind of use that if it's a stable enough connection and it's just the distance, you can kind of get a hang of how the frequency of when someone's teleporting, and then you can try and time your bomb for when they teleport back, which is probably the most effective method of using juiced bombs in particular in teleport lobbies. So like we were saying, it is very difficult to get these snipes, but props to Fire for getting the shield off there, as much as it didn't really affect anything in the end.
Yeah, still a nice bomb though. Good, it's a good confidence booster as well when you hit shots like that, even if it doesn't have an impact on the result.
Yeah. Oh, we're down to the last track. So the point difference now is 53. That was a 5-point win for Australia. So we'll see exactly what point difference they can bring it down to. I believe they can bring it down to 35. Don't quote me on that because
your mother won't be proud.
No. Don't tell her.
It's 34.
Oh, I tried.
You try. That's all you can do. He got 4. Oh, Hakuma got 4th on Gorge, by the way, he says. Oh, so what was... Okay.
I believe him and Xerdzio might be reversed. I swear I saw one of them in last.
No, wait. What did I just change? Oh boy. I might need to go back to check things.
Troubleshooting.
Yep, always fun.
I mean, luckily it's not a pivotal score change. It's not going to change the outcome. But as far as I know, Xerdzio was last, Mutata was 4th. It's just swapping those two positions, and it should be fine. Because Xerdzio was quite far back when I checked in like lap 5. So I think the point difference is correct. It should just be
yeah. If you like that, probably. As long as the overall score stays correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going into final race here, Twilight Tour. So pick by Poland this was. So we'll see whether Poland has something up their sleeve for this track. Not a track I particularly enjoy. If I'm honest, it's because I always get fucked on it. So I am biased, but we'll see whether... yeah, exactly. Toilet Tour. I agree. 100% agree. So we'll see how it pans out, whether Poland can extend their lead and have a very commanding finish, or if we're going to be seeing Australia bring it back to a bit of a smaller point difference here.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, and we're
Right.
5 with his superior console.
He got flex.
Yeah, he just wanted to flex on us. I thought I'd pan early just so you guys could see how superior he is.
Kong.
Oh, nice.
The whole team is Kong. Let's go. Oh, top 4 guaranteed now.
There's nothing Australia can do against Kong.
Nope. Black Kong is OP.
If they play Kong in all matches, they just win the World Cup. Even if they lose match, like they just win. You can't lose.
By default.
Yeah.
Get plus 500 automatically.
Right, Janne going for double Wampa here. We'll see whether he rolls anything good. He does roll a mask. He did lose Fire getting the double Wampa though, which means he might not catch people. We see Joob and 5 and Matty going quite tight here. In fact, most of the pack are pretty on top of each other at this stage. 5 does have a bomb, but he just decides to throw it forward, not wanting to kill his teammate who's right next to him.
It's a risky play, yeah.
Oh, goes too tight and hits the invisible wall, but does manage to get Fire here. We'll see whether he can keep it with minimal reserves. He doesn't! Oh, that's terrible for 5. Decides not to go back, so good to see he's at least committing to his play and he's not being indecisive about it. Mutata getting taken out by that bomb of 5's, I believe it was. So as we see, I think Matty is playing base Kong, who's broken away into the front.
He's performed very well in this war, I have to say.
I agree. And I've also just noticed that Xerd is playing a Polar, not Kong, so I hope he gets last.
Yeah, he deserves last.
So we see Joob getting taken out there, and at the same time Mutata does get taken out in last, so looking like first is looking pretty safe, though they do have one dingo on top of them, so the top two are kind of fighting on their own little battle up the front there. A battle that we unfortunately can't see. But we do see Joob in third, losing fire. Not drifting. I don't know whether he's had a controller issue or... Oh no, there we go.
Is Janne getting fooped?
Yeah. We see a Mutata coming up, got some masks, hopefully getting 10 Wampa here. He does. Change it, see if he can take anyone out here. Barely misses Janne, passes Joob, who's masking. Does get a safe pass on Xerdzio here. And I noticed that 5 in third has a shield now, so third, double shield actually, so third is looking pretty comfortable. Only Xerd, who should be in last, behind him. That's relatively close, but no bias here. Oh, and we see that Xerd does get taken out. I'll try not to cheer too loudly. So
Matty as well.
Yeah, so an orb coming. Mutata does dodge it. 5 has the shield to protect himself, so we'll see what happens with the top 2 here. So Matty does not get taken out. A bit hard to tell with the connection sometimes, but yeah, he doesn't get taken out, it looks like. Meanwhile, yeah, first gets really far breakaway now, as looks like Mutata does get a pass on 5 here, but now it's scary because 5 has a blue shield, and he's right on top of Mutata, very close here. So if 5 decides, he could try and slow down to take out Mutata, but with this connection, might not be the best option.
Yeah, it's a risky play if he does.
Mutata just trying to go tight here. Getting missiles, which unfortunately doesn't do the best for you here. 5 losing his shield, which could be the moment that Mutata needs to capitalize, especially with triple bombs. He's getting very close. Barely misses the bombs and hits a red beaker, so it's unfortunate for Mutata.
Yeah.
So the Australians did secure first here, but it's looking like 2, 3, 4 are going to be secured by Poland, meaning Poland get a win on the final track, even if it's just by 1. Oh, round of applause! I mean, oh no, not biased. I'm not biased.
GG's to both teams. So Poland came out and they meant business today.
Yeah.
They played with intent. Like I said, Matty, because everyone, myself included, kind of talks about 5, Janne and Xerdzio being vastly improved.
Yeah.
I feel Matty doesn't get much recognition, but my God, he came out and he showed today that he's on the team and he's a team player.
Yeah, I 100% agree that especially when you're on a team that has powerhouses, especially such as people like 5 or the good item players like Janne, you can kind of get a little overlooked, even though you have also had major improvements. So like you said, I think it's worth noting that Matty has also improved a lot over time, and definitely this core 4 is definitely a team to be looking out for.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would not write Poland off now, even though in like VE chats with Janne, he's very negative on himself, but he's actually very good, and the Polish guys, when they get together, are very good.
Yeah.
54 is a solid win.
Yeah, 100%. That's a very nice win by Poland there. Worth noting, GG's to Australia as well. Did put on a good showing. Unfortunately, yeah, it wasn't enough to be able to beat Poland tonight, but there are other matches, so we'll see whether Australia can pull out a win against some of these other teams.
For sure. An enjoyable match to watch, I have to say now.
So yeah, that was an interesting one. Despite having some teleporting for both teams for half of the match, we still got to see some very fun and interesting plays, which was nice to see. You do worry with these kind of matches that it just won't make for good content to watch, but it did end up turning out to be a very hype war. So I'm glad we got to see it.
Yeah. Or Sersa, just listening to me and Drask ramble on, just sitting there.
I'm doing the background stuff.
The important stuff.
He's letting us oldies do the rambling.
Because we haven't got long left in this planet. I kind of
Yeah.
understand, to be fair.
Yeah, true. I'll bring flowers to your graveyards. Don't worry, guys.
I appreciate that.
When we cut the stream, he'll be like, "Okay, grandmas, come back to your chairs."
Probably.
Draskington's gonna probably go to sleep after this, right?
Yeah, I with the UK and Ireland versus Peruvian match coming up in about 6.5 hours, I believe it is from now.
Yep.
I will definitely be needing some sleep. I am very hyped. Apparently, there's this guy who might be playing called. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. His name's Sparda.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know. They brought this random bald guy on for. I think they just picked him up off the street.
But to be fair, I heard he's quite attractive. Like, he's a sexy motherfucker, I heard.
Oh,
just, you know, rumors.
I mean, I'm going to ask him to turn off the face cam for the stream, because otherwise we're just going to be focused on that for the whole war. And I just think, like, we won't watch the match.
I feel his plan was that if the Peruvians try to stream snipe him, they'll be so in awe of his face that they'll just forget how to play.
Exactly. So maybe encourage, maybe the strat for UK is to encourage stream sniping for that reason.
But I also heard he's kind of shit at the game and he falls off the track all the time.
Oh yeah, it's a reason it's called Sparda Tech after all, right?
Yes, precisely.
Falls off the track on Coco Park.
Yeah, somehow. I have fallen off Sly Coliseum numerous times before, so it's, you know, Aku has saved me there. Ruse Tubes is my favorite one to totally fall off on. Totally easy and possible. Yes. Yes, Sersa being good mod. Let's go.
Sersa with the ban hammer on chat. He's our beloved dictator. I mean moderator.
No. Damn.
But yeah, this was a great match to watch. So as we said, good showing by both teams. So, and in the end, Poland did come out on top with a 54-point difference. So next match, as we said, is UK and Ireland versus Peru coming up in about 6 hours. So stay tuned for that one. Past that, we've got 3 more matches this week that have been confirmed with schedules. So Finland versus Japan, as you can see, is happening on Sunday at 2 p.m. UTC. Then we've got France versus USA at 5 p.m. And then an hour after that one is Colombia versus Germany.
Pretty interesting matchups.
Yeah, I'm thinking all 4 of these matches left. Not that the ones before haven't been, but these 4 are going to be very good matches to watch. I'm particularly excited to see matches such as the UK match coming up and the Japanese match in particular.
Epic. Should be some, and obviously the France and USA is probably the biggest match on paper. Interesting. 2 potential winners in my books up against each other round 1.
So yeah, it's gonna be we'll see how the outcome of that one goes. I'm expecting it to be a close war, but yeah, you never know. I feel like we've said that last World Cup and we saw some upsets.
Very surprising results, yeah. But yeah, it was a pleasure again to join. It was a pleasure to join you guys for commentating. I never did it with you before, Drask.
Yeah.
Last year I did it with Sersa. But it was nice, and I know Sersa's just there doing the important background stuff while you and me talk about the good old days.
Yeah.
In our wheelchairs. You know?
we get the credit, but we should really thank the people that do the work behind the scenes, because it is really appreciated, and it allows us to be able to do what we need to do, which is complain about the matches that are happening and then laugh at Zerd getting laughed on Twilight for playing Polar.
Exactly.
You know, the important things.
Yes, the main stuff. Who needs scores? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro.
So yeah, as we said, this is going to be the end of the stream for tonight. But catch us in a few hours and we'll be doing the next one. So thank you everyone who stopped by. I hope you've enjoyed the content tonight. Keep an eye out on the Competitive Hub Discord for the announcement for the next match starting and any other discussions that may occur around just the World Cup in general. If you want to participate in discussions around the match tonight or just anything with it in general, be sure to join the server. And yeah, we've got some World Cup category channels there that you can go and talk with everyone about your favourite matches in.
Yep.
So yeah, for now I will send people over because there is some more content happening apparently.
Ooh, content?
Yeah, there's a war going on. So we'll go from a World Cup war to a just a general war. So I'll send you guys over to Katsu. Go say hi. Pretty chill guy. So take care everyone. Remember to stay hydrated. We'll catch you later.
Peace.